Now at 11, a warning from first responders who had to risk their safety to rescue a fallen hiker.
Some of those areas have good trails, some of them are not necessarily designed to be hiking around.
Plus, calls for peace as many across the world celebrate the Easter holiday, but a deadline between the U.S. and Iran nears. And a tragic outcome for a struggling young whale.
I'm not sure it would have been a situation that I would have even recommended action to be taken.
How it points to a worrying trend. Details tonight. Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. We're going to start off tonight with a crash that is causing traffic issues in North Portland. Just after 8 tonight, Portland police were called to a crash on North Columbia Boulevard under the I-5 freeway. Officers arrived to find a car on fire there. 5 people had to be taken to the hospital, but all are expected to survive. Columbia Boulevard is closed in both directions between North Albina and the I-5 southbound ramp while police investigate. They ask for any witnesses to reach out and share what they know. All right, time to transition to weather. The first weekend of April brought nothing but sunshine and warm temperatures out there. Across the Portland area, we saw record-breaking heat this afternoon for Easter Sunday. Let's get a first check at your forecast with meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, just how hot did we see it out there today?
It got very, very close to 80 degrees. The record right now is 79 degrees, a new record. The old one was 77 degrees. So a lot of locations tied old records. That includes Vancouver, Salem, and Hillsborough. But yeah, that is a new record high for April 5th. 79 degrees at PDX. Hillsborough was at 79 degrees. McMinnville, 77 degrees. Along the Oregon coast, a little bit cooler, but all of us across the Pacific Northwest were well above average for this time of year. This ridge of high pressure is still going to be in place over the next couple of days. So looking into tomorrow, we could be looking at the chance for more record-breaking temperatures to fall. So here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. By 9 a.m., we'll be looking at temperatures in the mid-50s. It's pretty much light jacket weather the first half of the day. Then, yeah, you can strip it off just to go just sleeves and T-shirts and flip-flops heading in the afternoon. With the daytime high in the mid to the upper 70s. Specifically, I'm going with 76 for your high tomorrow. So today, Portland hit 79 degrees, a new record. The old record was 77 degrees. The record tomorrow is 78 degrees. And again, I'm forecasting temperatures in the mid to the upper 70s. But the one trend that's going to be staying with us all week is that dry trend. Coming up in my full forecast, John, I'll let you know when the next chance at seeing rain will start to move through.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Tonight, a 15-year-old remains in the hospital after a fall of more than 50 feet down an embankment. Earlier, we got to hear from one of the firefighters who helped rescue that teen. RJ Coulter has the story on what rescuers say the teen did right in this situation from near where the hiker fell in Multnomah County.
He was very tough. I will give him a lot of credit.
Dramatic photos shared with us by the Gresham Fire Department of the high-angle rescue of a 15-year-old boy who fell more than 50 feet Saturday afternoon.
They lower with a rope system, a rescuer and a Stokes basket down over the side of the cliff. We were able to get to him and bring them down directly on top of us, basically. And then we load the patient into that Stokes basket, make sure they're secure, and then raise them back up over the cliff.
Fire Captain Travis Souls, along with fellow firefighter Mike, reached the boy by water and climbed up into the wooded area to reach him. So this is about as close as we can get to show you, but if you look here, the tree line across from this stretch of sand along the Sandy River is where firefighters were able to rescue the boy.
We basically used his description. He was actually, the patient was the caller from what I understand, and his cell phone location. We were able to pinpoint and kind of get an idea of where he was at.
The fall from along Southeast Stark Street between Southeast 35th Street and Southeast Kerrs Lake Road in Troutdale. Souls says he wasn't visible from either the road or the water, hidden deep in the trees.
He did a lot to help with the success of his rescue. He was fortunate that he didn't get knocked unconscious and that he had his cell phone with him.
Souls says he had multiple injuries, but he was stable and conscious last he heard. The boy in the hospital now, but Souls emphasizing just how courageous he was.
He was very brave. He was very strong. He kept a good sense of humor through the whole thing. and that's to his credit. And he was really lucky.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
Along the Columbia River today, multiple agencies were called to help put out a fire at a marina. Vancouver Fire Department was called to before 12:30 to the Goebel Marina in Rainier to help put out a fire burning a dock and 3 large ships there. Portland Fire and Rescue, Scappoose Fire, and even the Coast Guard were called in to help out. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Also in Clark County, first responders rescued a person from the Columbia River after their boat capsized. This was about 2 miles upriver from the Felida moorage. First responders were told the boater had been in the water for about an hour and a half, and they were holding on to a log out there. With the help of multiple agencies, a rescue boat found the boater and brought them onto dry land. They remind people to wear life jackets on the water. Well, on this Easter Sunday, Pope Leo is calling for peace. It's as President Trump threatens escalated violence in Iran if Iran does not open the Strait of Hormuz.
Let those who have weapons lay them down. Let those who have the power to unleash wars choose peace. Not a peace imposed by force, but through dialogue.
This past week, the pontiff addressed President Trump directly for the first time as he urged restraint and de-escalation in the war. But today, the president again threatening to attack critical infrastructure in Iran if a deal isn't soon reached. On March 26th, he gave Iran 10 days to make a deal and open up the strait, which is a critical shipping lane for oil and natural gas. He posted this message on Truth Social today saying, quote, "Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day, all wrapped up in one in Iran." Earlier in the week, Trump delivered a primetime address sending this warning to Iran.
If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously.
This is an escalate to try to get a deal. That's not going to get a deal.
An attack on civilian infrastructure can be considered a war crime under international law. In Southwest Washington, it was an unfortunate outcome for a stranded young whale. On Saturday, marine scientists discovered the juvenile gray whale that had made its way up the Willapa River, and it had died. Struggling whales in rivers are becoming part of a growing and worrying trend, with the Willapa being the 3rd river that one has appeared in. The gray whale population has dropped by more than 50% in just the past decade. So far this year, 6 have already died.
I have been really concerned and alarmed by the number of gray whale strandings we've had, but this one up the river, doesn't stand out that much just because often these are accompanied by strange behavior or strange locations.
Scientists plan to conduct a necropsy on the whale if they can safely access it. Officials are urging the public to avoid approaching the whale. Members of Cascadia Research Collective are also helping examine 2 dead gray whales along ocean shores in Gray Harbor County, Washington. The group says they're male and female 42-foot adults and were both malnourished when they washed ashore yesterday. The male had significant head trauma, which points to a collision with the ship. The group says gray whales are generally solitary, so these strandings are likely due to migration patterns and tides. Now to a consumer story. With transportation costs continuing to soar, a new rebate program for the city of Portland aims to get more people around town on e-bikes. We spoke to the city and an e-bike store in Portland to find out how it all works.
The whole point of it is to provide discounted e-bike rebates to eligible Portland residents who are low income.
Starting April 6th, the city of Portland will launch a program to get electric bikes in the hands of people that may not otherwise be able to afford one. The goal, to give people a healthy and affordable alternative to get around the city.
Folks, especially with kind of the rising costs that we're seeing for cars and car ownership, bikes are a really attractive alternative.
Low and moderate income households can apply for the program through the Portland Clean Energy Fund to receive a rebate up to $1,600 on a standard e-bike, with the rebate increasing for cargo and adaptive e-bikes. Brian Dean, sales manager at the e-bike store in Portland, says electric bikes have exploded in popularity in recent years.
10, 15 years ago, I'd look out our window and you'd see 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 20 bikes go by. Maybe I'd see 4 in a day, to half.
Dean is looking forward to the program and how it could not only help riders, but stores like his in Portland. The rebate is only available for a bike purchased at brick and mortar shops in the Rose City.
We're very excited to see how PSEF is going to be getting a lot of people on bikes who normally couldn't.
You can apply for the program if you are at or below 60% of the area median income.
E-bikes, we have seen, are filling a gap in our transportation system.
Well, it was a weekend of Easter fun designed to be affordable for all. It happened in Northeast Portland at nonprofit and pay what you can Cajun restaurant, Making Groceries. On top of their usual brunch menu, they had a special Easter offering of waffles and Dungeness crab Benedict. And as their mission implies, it was pay what you can, and not just for this weekend.
Always pay what you can, no matter what your economic status or your situation in the neighborhood. Come in, get a meal, no questions asked. That's about it.
For the kiddos, there was also egg painting and an egg hunt. Making Groceries is on Northeast Fremont and offers weekend brunch Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. They also accept donations to keep their program running.